Rude awakening? How about Ruid awakening? Because Rui Hachimura is peaking for the Lakers at just the right time. In today's video, let's take a look back at Rui Hachimura's last 10 games or so and talk about why I think he's the Lakers' most important player outside of the big three heading into this year's playoffs. Because I believe he holds the key to the Lakers' championship ceiling. So like this video, hit subscribe, and let's get into the tape and stats of Rui Hachimura's timely resurgence to close the year off, particularly on the defensive end of the floor. Now, Rui's stats since returning from his jumper's knee injury won't necessarily jump off of the page. In the last 9 games or so, he's averaging around 12 points a game, 3.8 rebounds, on 52.6%, 43% from 3, 80% from the free throw line. But considering that he's only operating at about 75% of his health, the strides he's made over the last couple of games on both ends of the floor, particularly the defensive end, should be the larger point of emphasis. Now, you already know a lot about what Rui can do offensively, so I'm not going to touch on this part of his game too much, but I will highlight a few things. Over the last 7 games, Rui has really found his stroke from three-point land, hitting 17 of 36 threes, shooting 47%, and hitting 2.4 threes a game. Just stellar numbers all around from an efficiency and volume standpoint. And overall on the season, Rui is having the most prolific high-volume three-point shooting year of his career. He's hit over 100 threes for the first time in his career, knocking down 102. And he's also had the highest three-pointers made per game average of his career, knocking down 1.7 threes a game on 41% shooting, which are just tremendous numbers for a 6'8" forward. Nearly all of his three-point shots this season have been of the catch-and-shoot variety, of which he's shooting a stellar 42% on. And needless to say, the rise of Rui's consistency from the outside has been so crucial to keeping the Lakers' spacing and offense humming. And then when it comes to the rest of his offense, you guys kind of know the story. Off ball, he's been taking full advantage of Luka, LeBron, and AR's gravity and making himself available in the dunker spot, constantly finding open space on the court to dive into, cutting on the baseline frequently for easy dunks and layups. And overall, he's just done a great job of roaming the court and serving as that perfect offensive release valve for the Stars. And then in transition, he's also done a tremendous job running the wings as a finisher, upping the Lakers' overall athletic punch and keeping their fast break game zippy and dynamic. And then, as you already know, as a primary scorer, Rui is a bucket at heart. And if you give him the ball, he can create for himself and put the ball in the basket. The fact that he's 6'8", 6'9", built like a rock, and can attack closeouts and put the ball on the floor as fluidly as he does, and either take it all the way into the paint or pull up for a mid-range jump shot is just so lethal, and something that none of the other role players on this team can do consistently. It is such a luxury for the Lakers to have a fourth option that you can just give the ball to in the post or the triple threat position, and then just have him go to work against smaller mismatches. Against the smalls, Rui can just bully ball his way to whatever spot on the floor he wants to get to. If he's matched up against bigs, he can use his foot speed and skill to leave them in the dust. Rui is such a skilled, fluid, yet strong offensive player who doesn't get enough credit for how much he sacrifices on that end of the floor. But really, this is also Rui's best offensive trait, the fact that he's a guy who doesn't need too many touches. He'll give you a floor of about 10 points a game, which is something DFS and Gabe can't consistently do, but then on some nights, he has the type of ceiling where he can just pop off for 25 and be one of your best leading scorers on the team. So yeah, Rui's reliability and versatility as a low-usage offensive player with a good floor and a high ceiling has been paramount to the Lakers' success. And then, to top it all off, Rui's even improved as a connective playmaker, making the right reads when the ball comes to him and swinging it to the next open man on the perimeter. As LeBron James says, swing, swing, MFer, and Rui is proving that he can swing both ways for the benefit of the team. Heyo. Alright, so before we move on to the best part about Rui's game in this last stretch, his defensive engagement, if you guys have liked what you've seen in this video so far, then please do me a favor and hit the like button, comment down below, and most importantly, hit subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. With that said, let's look at Rui's defensive tape. Alright, Rui Hachimura and defense. A much hotly debated topic in Lakers Nation over the last 2 years, since we've seen Rui have major mental lapses and look like a space cadet off ball at times in the past. With that said, even on a bum knee, Rui has really locked the F in defensively over the last couple of games, and it has been incredibly noticeable. His overall defensive activity and engagement has been super encouraging. As a help team defender, he's been making the right rotations more often than not. He's been flying in from out of nowhere and blindsiding guys for some crucial steals. He's been digging in, crouching down, and scrapping for the ball. His rotations have been crisp and he's been diving at the right times, and overall he's just moved around the court with much more purpose and intent defensively, with the sole aim to really push the physicality of the game, muck things up, and help his teammates out. Now let's talk about Rui's overall defensive versatility, because I don't think he gets enough credit for this. The fact that he can start off guarding wings and come up to the level of the ball and pressure guys with his length, and then switch onto a Hall of Fame big man like Anthony Davis and contest his shot. The fact that he can leverage his long wingspan and sturdy frame to harass and impede Anthony Davis on the perimeter and force him into tough contested mid-range jump shots, and then on other occasions switch onto a traditional big man and tag a guy like Daniel Gafford and meet him at the rim, and then on the perimeter show off his mobility and act as a brick wall, cutting off a versatile stretch big like Chet Holmgren and force him to pass the ball out. Rui can really guard all types of big men, in spite of the fact that he's just listed as a 6'8" power forward who sometimes also plays small forward. So you go from his ability to competently defend big men in a pinch, to his perimeter mobility and defense guarding other positions on the court, and you begin to really appreciate everything Rui can do as a defender. Because over the last few games, he's really done a great job chopping his feet up, moving his hips, and doing his best to impede ball handlers on the perimeter. And even if he's beat to the rim, he's still tracking them all the way to the cup to get the chase down block. On the perimeter, Rui has been locked in, fighting over screens, switching at the right times, keeping his hands high, and contesting out to jump shooters. He's been less out of position and less jumpy lately, and just stuck to the basics of staying grounded, staying disciplined, and contesting at the right times. The job he did in helping contain Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in the first Oklahoma City Thunder game was so commendable. The way he switched out onto Shai and mirrored his movements and then funneled him into the right help, the way he used his rock-solid sturdy frame to body Shai on drives and really make him feel the contact, while at the same time moving his feet and flashing his arms out to contain Shai on the perimeter, Rui has been such a crucial cog in everything the Lakers have wanted to do defensively. From guarding centers to more versatile forwards, to wings to legitimate ball handling guards. If placed in the right positions and given the right directives, Rui can kind of do it all. And I can't say enough about how he's revved up his motor and locked in defensively at just the right time. So there it is, Rui Hachimura, the Black Samurai. He's not a perfect player, he's not a star player, he's a flawed player, and not the most consistent player. But if the Lakers want to get to where they want to get to this season, they are going to need Rui Hachimura to play a huge role for them in the coming months. Because at the end of the day, Rui is the forward glue that knits this team together. He is the one super role player that can bridge the gap between the Lakers' defensive players and their offensive players. So in summary, Rui Hachimura has been a Watashi wa star in his role for the Lakers this season, and the Lakers will need him to continue to be that this playoff run. I know that didn't make any sense. Anyways, Rui-san, ganbatte kudasai. And with that said, that'll do it for this video. If you guys could please like this video, comment down below, and above all else, please hit subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. This has been Jonathan Hernandez of the Lakers Legacy Podcast. Sayonara, Janne, and I will catch you guys next time. Peace.